We have we've watched one of the best pitching staffs going in all of baseball, because with that streak that the Indians have been on, they have been tremendous. Well, let's take a look at Mike Leake, who's going to start for Seattle. He came over here at the end of August from the St. Louis Cardinals. He'll be our Northern Ohio Hyundai starting pitcher, and he's done a wonderful job over here in Seattle. 3-0 in his 4 starts, but making his 31st start this year, and not many guys have done it as many years in a row as Mike Leake has, so they're happy to have him over here joining this rotation.
Well, the Indians starting lineup is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. For Terry Francona, it'll be Frankie Lindor, Austin Jackson, and Jose Ramirez. Edwin Encarnacion is at first base batting cleanup. Santana getting the day off. Jay Bruce will DH. Then it's Jason Kipnis in center field. And Roberto Perez back behind the plate with Abraham Almonte in right. Then Gio Urshela batting ninth.
And the Mariners defense brought to you by W.B. Mason. Looks like this: Gamble in left, Heredia in center, Haniger over in right, Seager at third, Mata at short, Cano at second, Alonso at first, and Zunino doing the catching.
Jim Wolf will call the balls and strikes. Sam Holbrook, the crew chief, is at first. Quinn Walcott at second, Greg Gibson down at third, and we're ready to go. Pitch is down low at the bottom of the zone for a strike. 61 degrees, our game time temperature. Lots of sunshine as Lindor pops one in the air left side near the line. Over the shoulder catch made by Seager with his back to home plate for out number 1.
Well, that ball would have been a fair ball. You can see his back is to home plate, and he ends up making that basket catch. Nice play.
That'll bring up Austin Jackson, who is peaking at the right time of the season. Batting .351 in 15 games here in the month of September. Riding a 7-game hitting streak coming in. 14 hits in his last 28 at-bats.
He has been hitting everything in sight, hitting it where it's pitched. You can see 10 for 17 on the trip.
Rips that foul.
Yesterday, Austin just take one right back up the middle with a pitch, and he pulls the ball, he goes the other way. He can do it all. He's really in a good frame of mind up in that batter's box, seeing the ball well, hitting the ball where it's pitched.
That one's way outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Did he go too far? Yes, he did, said Jim Wolf, and that is out number 2.
Mike Leake, 23 strikeouts and just 2 walks in this being his 5th start. He won his first 3, had a no decision in his last start against the Rangers. Covered 6 2/3 innings, only gave up 1 run, so he's really done a nice job pitching deeper into ball games for him.
Caught the inside corner for a strike.
We remember him when he was with Cincinnati.
Yeah.
He was a #1 draft pick for the Reds, and we always faced him in interleague play. He's a pretty good athlete. Reminds me a lot like Josh Tomlin.
Works in a hurry, and the Indians go in a hurry. 1, 2, 3. The Mariners are coming to bat.
inning for the Indians in the top half of the first. It'll be Corey Kluber's turn now. He'll be the Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher, making his 28th start. He's gone 6-0 with a 248 over his last 8 road starts. He has been on a roll since he had that complete game shutout in Baltimore. He has not allowed a run in 22 consecutive innings, so he has been throwing the ball very, very well.
Scott Service's starting lineup for Seattle, brought to us by Hankook Tires. Ben Gamel in the leadoff spot. Mitch Haniger will hit second. Robinson Cano batting third. The power bat, Nelson Cruz hitting cleanup, then Kyle Seager, Yonder Alonso. Mike Zunino behind the plate. Guillermo Heredia in center. Taylor Motter, the shortstop, batting ninth. A little revamped Seattle lineup than what we're used to seeing with Gene Segura out of there. Segura caught a deflected line drive off his bare throwing hand right on one of the fingers. He had to leave the game yesterday, and not surprising he's not in there today. Here's a line drive to left, right at Austin Jackson, one away.
Well, the Indians defense brought to you by Ram. Well, as you can see, Jackson's in left field. It'll be Kipnis in center, Almonte over and right, Urshela at third, Lindor at short, Ramirez at second, and Encarnacion gets a start at first today, and Perez is behind the plate.
And Corey Kluber now sets his sights on Mitch Haniger. This youngster's having a fine season. Last 22 games, batting .359. And a strike call.
Corey Kluber, this is his 4th start against the Mariners in his career. He's 2-1 with a 1.96 ERA. This is his 2nd start in this ballpark. He is 1-0. And in his only start, he went 7 innings, gave up 7 hits, walked 1, and struck out 13.
Haniger with a line drive, base hit into left field. Jackson over near the line to cut it off. And Seattle has a 1-out base runner here in the first.
Well, look at Haniger right there. He got a ball, looked like a cutter that was middle of the plate right there, and took advantage of it. Gets it over the head of Urshela into left field. First hit for the Mariners.
So Robinson Cano will bat with 1 on 1 out here in the first. Pulls that foul. Cano has hit in 30 of his last 40 games. As usual, putting up fine numbers. Fastball up and away. Robinson Cano was the American League All-Star Game MVP with a 10th inning home run. In the air to left, Jackson. 2 down. Storylines brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Corey Kluber trying to reach a Major League Baseball best 18th win here today. The defense, boy, it was porous for Seattle yesterday, and it cost them dearly. And the Indians' defense has been rock solid.
Yeah, the best percentage in the American League.
And now Nelson Cruz takes a look at a pitch down low. Cruz 4 for 8 in the series with a couple of home runs.
Yeah, Cruz has homered in 4 consecutive games, the longest streak this year for him.
Back out of play.
As you mentioned yesterday, he looks like he's going to lead the league in RBI coming into today with 115. He's had another solid year.
There's always a chance somebody could go wild down the stretch.
Boy,
but
somebody would have to go bonkers.
Now the pitch. And a strike called. Runner at first, 2 down here in the first inning. Kluber keeps an eye on Haniger. Swung on and missed. He chased one. And Roberto Perez will throw to first to retire the side. We are scoreless after 1 here in Seattle.
Back in 2017 with MLB.com at bat on your smartphone or tablet. You can stay connected with live radio broadcasts, stats, breaking news, and more. Download the #1 app for live baseball. That's MLB.com at bat.
We go to the second inning. Scoreless game. Edwin Encarnacion will lead it off. He sat out yesterday. Back in the lineup today, giving Carlos Santana a breather. He's at first base. Swings at the first pitch and a foul back. Drive deep left field down the line. It is a foul ball. This ball hooked just in front of the foul pole. 331 feet right down the line.
Yes,
Missed it by
is.
that much.
Boy, thought he had it going down the line. Tried it, just missed.
This doesn't cost you a challenge. You can have the umpires look at it. But that was pretty clear. So they will take a look.
Yeah, what we could see, that ball is definitely foul as it passes that foul pole on the left-hand side. Look at it, he thought he knew if it was fair, he had one, he wanted it. He was looking for number 38.
You wouldn't think this will take very long. You can see the ball clearly pass foul in front of the pole.
We thought so yesterday with that one play at first base. Would it take about 30 seconds?
You said 28 seconds too long.
Yeah, it was about that. After we saw the and this one's pretty cut and dry as well. Foul ball.
So Encarnacion back to the plate with a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Pulls it in the hole. Nice stop by Seager. And he'll throw him out, 1 down. Ball was hit pretty hard.
Yes, it was.
Injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk & Elk. Let's go down to Andre.
Well, Carlos Santana has had his shoulder checked out. He's been able to swing the bat. He's A-OK. They feel like they got lucky with the situation that happened yesterday with Ian Segura. He'll sit out today, have the off day on Monday, and they expect him back in the lineup on Tuesday. And as you can see, Jay Bruce is back in the lineup. That heel injury kind of comes and goes. It's more just a soreness. Yesterday, they said they got him out of the game just because they wanted to be precautionary with it. He said he was fine with staying in or going in. He says he wanted to DH today, and he feels much better this afternoon.
All right, that's good news. Fouls this one back out of play. It's 0-2.
DH against a former teammate of his
Yeah.
in Cincinnati.
If Santana had been hurt, injured in any way, he would not have been able to stay in that game. It wouldn't have allowed him to stay in that game.
No, I was amazed he stayed in it. Well, I shouldn't say that because he never comes out, but it was Segura that ran into him. It was a foul ball. And Segura ended up leaving about an inning later because of a different situation.
2 down, second strikeout for Mike Leake today. He's retired the first 5 in a row to start the ball game.
See, it was a foul ball, but Urshela didn't realize it. He's going to continue to throw it anyway. And then it looked like Segura was slowing down a little bit. It hyperextended that arm, and you can see he's in a little bit of pain, and it was the shoulder that he was looking at. But he ended up swinging it. You know, he was fine. Maybe a little sore and stiff, but he'll be ready to go.
Jason Kipnis takes a strike. Kipnis last 2 games has gone 3 for 7. And after the off day tomorrow, he'll have 6 games in which to try and get himself tuned up and ready to go for postseason action. The 0-2. Drill down the line, but that's going to hook foul. So the Indians flirting with the long ball here early in the game. A couple of close calls. Low and a good eye for Kipnis. Tough pitch to lay off. You see a lot of guys chase with 2 strikes.
And a little changeup that's down. That's a good take.
Same pitch, he slaps it to left. That's going to get down, and that will be a hit. Gamble cuts it off and then dropped the ball, so Kipnis able to go into second base standing. It looked to me, Rick, like Jason was going 2 all the way. And once Gamble dropped the ball, it was a moot point.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you do in that situation. You round first base, you're thinking 2, and you pick up the baseball. Let's see. He never really had it completely. So that's going to be a hit and an error. So another error for the Seattle defense. You know, he didn't slow it down, break it down enough to catch the ball first.
And Roberto Perez with a 2-out RBI opportunity here. Something that he has excelled at this season. .281 average with runners in scoring position and 2 out on the year. As Roberto takes a strike and falls behind 0-2. Mike Leake fires, and it's just up and away, 2-2. You know, it's almost fitting that the Indians get a runner in scoring position thanks to an error. Mike Leake has allowed a dozen unearned runs this year.
Well, starting in St. Louis, where their defense is bad as well. There you go. He made that pitch.
Roberto's out looking to end the inning. 3 strikeouts for Mike Leake. Middle of the second, no score.
Ballpark app to securely and conveniently manage your tickets and enter Progressive Field. Plus, unlock special offers from presenting partner KeyBank and more. And skip lines by gaining access to our mobile-only gates. Visit Indians.com to learn more.
Kyle Seager will lead off the home half of the second for Seattle. And Corey Kluber in there with a first pitch strike. Yeah, he doubles up 0-2. Quick work of him. And a cutter in off the plate. Back-to-back Ks now for Corey. One down in the second.
Left-hander, man, he just buries you with that cutter right there. Breaking ball down and in. It was off the plate and continued to run inside, so he gets his second consecutive strikeout.
Yonder Alonso takes, and that's a called strike.
Well, that's the key. He starts you off if he's going to throw you the breaking ball, and he gets it in the zone. And then as he gets ahead in the count, he continues to work it off the plate. And then he forces you to swing at it a lot of times.
Cut under that pitch, a little high. Alonso 1 out of 7 in the series. And Kluber throws one by him. Alonso came over from Oakland, and in 36 games with Seattle, he has batted just .243 with 3 homers, 14 runs batted in. Whether or not, you know, that's a case of a guy maybe putting too much pressure on himself or just different lineup trying to fit in.
He was having, I think that's it. He was having a really good year, you know, one of his better years with Oakland over there. And when you change teams in the middle of the year, it's not as easy as you think. You just go over to another clubhouse and fit right in and then continue to do the way, you know, the kind of year you were having. It's hard to do. A lot of things get involved there with family, changing cities. You're getting to know new players. But he's having a career year as far as power goes. Worked in the offseason, incorporated that little leg kick he has. Worked very hard, and it's paid off for him this year.
Kluber's 2-2. Keeps it right in on his hands, and he's not able to really get the barrel to it.
That's what you're going to do if you hit it. You're going to hit it foul. You hit it hard, or you're going to swing and miss it. That's why when he can get that breaking ball in there to the left-handers, that's why the changeup is so effective down and away.
Like that.
You knew it was coming.
3 in a row struck out by Kluber.
Yeah, you just know. He had him looking in, and then all of a sudden, I'm going to throw that little changeup, that dead fish down and away. Get him to start that bat, just can't catch up to it.
255 strikeouts on the year. Mike Zunino. Look, baseball, I mean, I think we all would agree. Baseball numbers are a big part of it as far as maybe the romanticism of the game. And when you talk about 300 strikeouts, that jumps out at you. That's a big number. Do you think that's going to be hard for Kluber to overcome in any of the voters' minds? Sale got to 300.
Oh, you know what? Strikeouts they're just outs. Look, it doesn't matter anymore. Those guys, they have good enough stuff that you can get to that level or near it. I think if Kluber didn't miss a month, he'd have been there too.
No doubt. I don't think there's any doubt about that. He has struck out 4 in a row. He whiffs the side here in the second inning. And we are scoreless through 2 in Seattle.
Ready for baseball excitement, drama, and thrilling plays. The 2017 Major League Baseball postseason will begin October 3rd. Go to MLB.com/postseason for a full schedule.
Time was called as Abraham Almonte steps away. Gabe leading off the third for Cleveland. And it's fouled into the glove of Mike Zunino. One ball, one strike. Into the foul tip goes into the glove off the swing of Almonte, and it's 1-2. Just a bit outside. Now the 2-2 from Mike Leake. And it's outside, full count. He came back with a changeup and strikes him out. 4 Ks now for Mike Leake.
Well, good change of pace here by Leake. He's been throwing that to the left-handers as well. It's a little upstairs, but it had enough off of it where he couldn't catch up. He was way out in front.
Gio Urshela has collected a hit in 4 straight games. That mini streak included his first home run of the season in the series opener on Friday. Now ball to third. Seager throws him out. 2 away. Stat of the game brought to you by Buick. The Indians most road wins, second in runs per game on the road, best run differential, and the best road ERA in all of Major League Baseball. Top of the order, Francisco Lindor. He's had a good September, hitting .315 with 8 home runs in this month alone. Broken bat, base hit to right field.
Well, he's given away 2 bats, but only 1 hit.
It almost looked like Robinson Cano wanted to go playground style and throw his glove up in the air.
It was, well, that was a good pitch down and sinking away off the end of the bat. Frankie shatters another one, but gets a base hit this time. So the second hit for the Indians.
And a runner at first for Austin Jackson. And Leake attacks him with a first pitch fastball for a strike.
This is Leake's 7th start against the Indians in his career. He's 2-1 at .389. Control pitcher, doesn't walk many. 11 for 11 first pitch strikes this afternoon. He's going to make you put the ball in play. He's not going to give you any extra base runners on the here. Just with Seattle since coming over, being his 5th start. 2 walks, 26 strikeouts.
Ground ball towards third. Seager scoops it up. Can't find the handle. Tries to recover in time, and he does. He saves the Mariners another embarrassing error by throwing out Jackson to end the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. No score in Seattle. Later in the game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Corey Kluber has been outstanding once again here in the early going. He has struck out the last 4 Mariner hitters in a row. And Guillermo Heredia leads off the third. Corey's pitch is outside for ball 1. Two balls, no strikes. Towards third. Urshela, like a vacuum cleaner, just sucked it up with that glove, throws him out. 1 down. T-Mobile deeper coverage shows you that the Indians defensively rank very high in the American League. #1 overall in fielding percentage, fewest errors committed, 3rd most double plays.
Like it, catchers, but
Well,
throwing
catchers,
out
yeah.
their runners. They've done that all year long. 31 outfield assists. That's solid. And when you talk about the defense that looks like that and the pitching staff that they have, that's why they have 52 wins on the road. Or a good reason why.
They've made more than their fair share of wow plays, but more importantly than that, it's the everyday routine plays. They don't kick it around.
That's so true. And that's all you can ask for any defense. You make the routine plays on a daily basis. You're in a good position. You don't give up any extra outs. The infielders, their throws to first are so consistent. And that's the one thing that Scott Servais said after yesterday's game. Boy, we cannot afford to do what we did today. They had their 5 errors, and he says this is something that we have to address, and it starts with me.
Broken bat liner, base hit. So Taylor Motter shoots one the other way. And Seattle has their second 1-out hit of the afternoon.
Any hit you get off of Kluber's a good hit. This ball, it broke his bat. It was like a little cutter off the plate, but he stayed on it. Went off the end. It just caught a little piece of grass to get a base hit. That's 2 hits now for Seattle.
Ben Gamel, line to left, his only time up. Between Motter at first, Gamel at the plate, and pitcher Mike Leake, they could form a throwback 70s rock band with the flowing locks they have working.
Well, look at him. Clev could join as well. That goes well here with the cool weather of Seattle.
Runner goes. Will hit to right field. Almonte makes the catch. And all the way back to first goes Motter. Motter was all the way at second base. But because Almonte had to keep going back and back on that ball, he wasn't able to really have any chance at throwing back to first.
I'll tell you what, Gamel's hit that ball in the nose twice today. This time, he's going back. He didn't take his eye off it. That surprised me. I didn't know. I thought it was going to get over his head. But he makes the play, and they started the runner. So if that ball does get over his head, he's thinking maybe he had a chance to score. But it'll go as a second out. But they start the runner. Not a bad idea. When you have Kluber on, you got to try and make something happen.
Out of play to the right.
Gamel was up there. He lined out to lead off the game to Austin Jackson and then hit a rope Almonte right there. He's 0 for 2 and hit the ball as hard as you can hit it off Kluber.
And Mitch Haniger takes a look. It's 0-2. He's off. Ball's hit in the air. Right field routine this time for Almonte. Then the side is retired. We've played 3. And we are scoreless in Seattle. Furniture player profile today. Jose Ramirez, Mr. Consistency.
That's about as even as you could do it right there. That's amazing.
He'll lead off the 4th inning. The only real dip in the season for Ramirez came in August when he batted .235, which is incredible based on what we just showed you there. He also had 2 homers, 7 runs batted in. He has bounced back and hit .426 in the month of September with 8 homers and 18 runs batted in.
Yeah, that's I remember with Tito saying, "Don't worry, he'll hit again. He'll hit again." And boy, has he came back with a vengeance.
Now the 3-1. Oh man, drilled it right back up the middle. And I think it got a piece of Mike Leake.
It sure did. I heard it hit some leather off the end of his glove, and it just, I mean, he smoked that ball. That got by him so quickly. He was just lucky to get out of the way of it. His glove was right there, and he was bailing, and I don't blame him. Ramirez scorched that ball right back up the middle.
Let's go down to Andre, who has more on the weapon of choice for Ramirez.
Well, in the year of Jose Ramirez, hitting everything that comes up his way. At one time he got the Lindor bats. Remember I told you when he got hot the first time he had Lindor bats, and finally Lindor got him a couple? Well, then when he got hot the second time, he's running.
There goes. Throw down. If he hangs on the base, he's safe, and he is.
Yes, he is.
Stolen base number 16. Go ahead.
So I know he wants to get to 20. I don't know if he'll be able to do that in a week. But with this bat, so he had the Lindor bats, right? So when he got cold, he switched over to the Danny Salazar bats. And remember when he had those and he wouldn't send the one that he was using to the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Well, somehow he has Danny Salazar bats with his name on it now. He told me he likes the handle and that's the bat he's going to roll with unless something changes in the next week. So he's got a ton of Jose Ramirez bats, but he's not using them.
I'll bet there's a bunch of guys around the league that might pay for him.
I know. Well, you know, Austin Jackson always tells me, he goes, I take whoever's bats has hits in them. So I guess Jose's bats may be getting used by Austin sooner or later.
Rick, that's nothing new, though, in baseball, is it?
No, not really.
I mean, if you've got a hot teammate, you're gonna rub his back, you're gonna touch him,
you're gonna hang around him, you're gonna do whatever you can do. That's right.
Well,
he's your best friend.
You're right, because the other day, Carlos Santana yesterday, after he made it out, he came back and he asked Jose, "What bats are you using?" He started looking at him and started rubbing one down to get it ready to use.
Well, when you're having the year that Ramirez is having, everybody's gonna hang around him.
Slow chopper, third base side, right off the end of the bat. And you can see Encarnacion shaking that right hand. He felt some bees in the bat.
Brother, I got it.
What? Did you get some of those crickets stuck in your throat? Here's the 2-2 pitch from Mike Leake. And a foul back by Edwin. And the 2-2 is fouled off. How much would it take for you to sample the deep fried crickets or whatever they have here?
Doesn't sound too appetizing to me. I don't know. I mean, if to put a price on it, if I was to try them, is what you're saying? Eat one of those little canisters that they have?
If we offered up $20, would you do it?
I'm not real hungry right now. It doesn't
Andre, how much would it take for you?
Oh, well, let's work on Arch first. I got a couple 20s in my pocket.
There's the 2-2. There's a ball hit deep left field. That's going to get down and go to the wall. Ramirez around third, glides home. Edwin into second base with an RBI double. It's his 18th two-bagger of the year, and it's RBI number 99. Indians strike first, lead it 1-0 here in the fourth.
Yeah, nice job. He hung in there, man, and then he still gets another breaking ball, but this one stayed on the plate. Even though it was down, he did a good job of just pulling it down into the left field corner. Ramirez scores easily, and Encarnacion gets his 18th double, and he's one RBI away from the 100 mark.
Now Jay Bruce, and he takes a strike.
Andre's starting to throw money in the pot when he was supposed to eat them. Come on, Mikey.
Hey, the right time, right place. But the smell I got yesterday wasn't very appetizing. Francisco Lindor said he'll eat some with us.
All right. The 0-1 pitch.
I'll eat some for 100, Andre.
I have absolutely no 0.0
Oh, my
interest.
God. Anything that moves, you're going to be running. I know that.
I mean, what's next? Let's deep fry some spiders.
You know what,
sounds
Andre?
great.
Give me 100. I'll eat them right in front of Matty. And I'll watch him throw up while I eat them.
Here's the 0-2, and Jay Bruce tried to hold up, but he went too far. And that's the 5th strikeout for Leake and the first out of the inning.
There's that little slider down and in. It just could not hold up. Well, that's the first out.
So runner at scoring position, 1 out now for Jason Kipnis. Loop to single to left. His only time up. Pulls this one foul. There's a ball hit well, deep right field. Haniger on the run, can't get there. It's over his head, hits the wall. Around third scoring is Edwin. On his way to second with the Indians' second double of the inning is Jason Kipnis. It's 2-0 Cleveland. And Kipnis has RBI number 32 with his 24th double of the year.
I'll tell you, Edwin got a really good read on that ball. He took off and he knew it was going to be over his head. So even though out in right field, Haniger made a nice attempt at it, Eddie was off and running, and when he doesn't catch it, you score easily. So another double in the inning, the third hit in the inning. So Kipnis gets his 32nd ribby, his second hit of the ball game, and he's starting to swing it now.
Yeah, that's 200 doubles for his career. But more importantly is the here and now. And as you said, he's probably starting to feel a little more comfortable, a little more like, okay, I'm back.
Well, he hit a breaking ball there. That's good. That Ramirez got it started with a fastball. He had to count in his favor. 3 hits in the inning. And the second time around, they're starting to do a little damage to Mike Leake. 4 for the first 6. That second time through.
They appeal, he did not go, and it's 2-0. So the Indians breaking through here, second time around against Mike Leake. They've gone 4 for 6 in the order. Bouncing ball, it's fair behind the bag at third. Another good play by Seager, 2 down. And that will bring up Abraham Almonte. Almonte got a piece of it. And strike 1. Abe had a pretty good at bat his first time up, but eventually Leake was able to throw a 3-2 changeup and strike him out. Up and in with a fastball. And the 2-1. Broken bat. And I mean big time broken bat. Alonso made a nice play, and then he had to avoid the hurtling shard of timber as it came right at him. The Indians scored twice on a couple of doubles here in the 4th and lead it 2-0. Coming up, we go down to Andre Knott.
Well, Arch, you may get ready because Tito just came down here between innings. He said he could hear us all laughing. Couldn't even enjoy his team scoring. I told him what's going on. He said, I can add a 0 in there if you really need it, if you really want to.
Is that right?
Tito heard us laughing and wanted to know what in the world is going on.
He's adding 100 to the pod.
Yeah, look at you.
Let's go. Where's the crickets?
Bring on the crickets.
Bring them on, big boy.
Oh, boy.
7th inning stretch.
All right. Good tease. Good job. Keep the audience here till the 7th inning. Here's Robinson Cano leaning back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Starting to get hungry.
Kluber, 2 hits, allowed 2 singles, has struck out 4. Just missed outside, and it's 2-2. And Cano fouls one straight back. It stays 2-2. The Indians winners in 28 of their last 30 games. Trying to go home with a mark 40 games above 500. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. That's number 5 for Corey Kluber. 1 down in the 4th.
Well, he's just going to go up the ladder with a good fastball, and then he gets it by him. You know, when you have offenses that face a pitcher, and that first time they go through, it's almost like a little sparring thing, and they try to start making adjustments like the Indians did against Mike Leake. But with Corey Kluber, once he goes through the first time, it's almost like he's sizing you up for when he goes through the second and third time, because he gets better. He makes adjustments, and he picks up things that, you know, going through that first time in the lineup and makes a quick adjustment. And I've never seen anybody better at it. They were 2 for 9 the first time they faced him. And now they're going through that lineup for the second time. And he changes his approach if he has to.
Nelson Cruz went down swinging in the first. To center field. Kipnis a long run. It's tailing away from him though. One hops the wall. And Almonte fires it back in. That's a double for Cruz, his 28th of the year.
Well, Cruz did a nice job hitting that ball, breaking ball, and going to right center. He's been locked in because he has homered in 4 straight games, so he's seeing the ball well. There's a breaking ball he left upstairs. And you know, good hitters, they get that one pitch. He didn't foul it off. He put it in play. He will hit his 28th double, and it's a 1-out double for Cruz.
So the first extra base hit for Seattle gives Kyle Seager a chance. Throw down the second, but Cruz was back.
Well, he saw that ball bounce in the dirt, and he was going to go to third base, and he took a couple extra steps, but as Perez picked that ball, he saw how far off he was, and he was going to throw behind him and try and nail him at second base.
made a nice play.
Yeah, barehanded play.
The 1-1. In off the plate. Kyle Seager has 25 home runs on the year. 6 consecutive seasons of 20 or more homers. Bloomberg tied him up with a good pitch.
So far, he's working him over. He's been staying everything inside. Even when he's missed, he's gone way in and gotten him out of his toe hold.
That's a good pitch, just off the inside corner.
See, that's that comeback fastball that he can throw to the left-handers after they say in. This one comes back, and boy, a really good-looking pitch, but maybe a ball width off the plate. Which that locks up that left-hander where he can't really swing it.
If memory serves right, Jim Wolf was behind the plate when we were in Denver, and Trevor Bauer was trying to throw that same pitch, and he never gave it to him. And now Corey's walked Seager, and there are 2 on with 1 out. "12 days away on the countdown to face-off for the Blue Jackets home opener at Nationwide Arena. Countdown to face-off presented by Wendy's. Columbus opens the season hosting the New York Islanders on October the 6th. That's going to bring up Yonder Alonso with 2 on and 1 out. Chopped foul.
Corey is pretty much, when you looked at Seager, Alonso, the left-handers in the middle part of this lineup, he's pretty much tried to stay inside on him or make him very conscious of the pitches inside. He was able to get Alonso the last time up with that changeup down and away. He may be working to that pitch to try and get a ground ball and a double play.
Back out of play. Now the 0-2. That's hit pretty well. Deep left. Jackson. What a catch he made on the warning track. And everybody has to retreat. Throw back to first. Double play. Wow. Incredible. What an incredible play by the Indians defensively. Austin Jackson with an amazing catch in deep left field on a ball that was over his head. And then the presence of mind to make a good throw to Lindor, who fired a seed to Encarnacion to end the inning. brought to you by Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. And by your Northern Ohio Honda dealers. Made in Ohio, Ohio proud. Great look at Seattle, Washington.
That's pretty. And how about the play that guy just made?
Wow. He's had an incredible season in so many different ways. In the clubhouse, being a calming voice for young players that maybe are dealing with some of the anxieties of being in the big leagues. He's been a steadying influence on the field with his play, whether it was in center field, left field, at the plate. He's been very, very consistent. Pitch outside, 1-2. And I go back to spring training when we were in Goodyear, and it wasn't a given that he was even going to make this club. I remember
he had to earn it.
Tito saying early in spring training, he said, he's kind of playing catch up with the knee injury. He's not where everybody else is at. So it took him a while to just kind of ramp himself up to where he could get out there on the field and show them that he could still get it done.
He never came out and started playing till there was about 2.5, 3 weeks left.
Inside out swing, jammed him, and Cano throws out Urshela, one away. This is our cricket, something to smile about.
Smile. Look at this play. I never thought he was going to get there. And then hits his cutoff man in perfect stride, and Lindor fires a P to get the double play. That is, I mean, just a thing of beauty right here. It doesn't get any better than that. That's as good as you can get. What a great play. Saved a couple of runs.
Frankie Lindor lead. There takes a pitch at a ball, or takes a pitch outside for ball one. He's 1 for 2, singled his last time up. Sends one to center. Ready? 2 down. And Austin Jackson 0 for 2 today. Looks at a ball down low. Jammed him. Bounces it to third. And Seager throws him out. The Indians go 1-2-3. We're halfway through. It's Cleveland 2, Seattle nothing.
They're out playing kickball before the game, and they're doing a little dancing on the dugouts here in the 5th.
And Mike Zunino going to lead it off for Seattle. Struck out his only time up in the 2nd inning. Dave Sheinin of the Washington Post had a really good article on Corey Kluber recently that takes you back to where everything changed for him in his baseball career. Ground ball to third. Urshela has trouble picking it up. Lindor tries, but by that time, Zunino is able to reach it first. So the Indians with a rare defensive miscue. And the error charged to Urshela on a play that he makes in his sleep.
Well, that one just didn't stick into his glove. And what happens when it came out, he kicked it, literally, after he didn't catch it. So that'll go as an error. That's the leadoff man aboard here in the 5th. Just the 74th error for the Indians this year.
Back in May of 2012, Corey Kluber was at AAA Columbus, and even by his own estimation, it was desperation time. He wasn't getting the results that he thought he should be getting. His walks were up. Bouncing ball to Ramirez. He'll go to second to get the lead runner, Zunino, for out number 1. And Ruben Niebla, who was at one time with the big league club, working in the minor leagues, and at AAA Columbus that day with Corey, they were underneath. He wasn't even out on the field because the Big Ten had a tournament, was using Huntington Park. So they were underneath working. And it was Ruben who said, I'd like you to try a two-seamer. And he showed him the grip that he liked. And Corey he said he had worked kind of fooled around with a two-seamer before, but never had anything that really worked successfully. So he tried this new grip. He started throwing it. And he said it took about an hour to really get the feel for it, to where it's like, okay, this is something maybe I can work with. And when he went out the next time and used it in a game, Ruben Niebla walked up to Mike Sarba in the dugout. Sarba was managing Columbus and said, I think we might have something here.
No kidding.
And
one little two-seamer.
And for Corey, he said it was all about, I finally had a pitch I could command. And even though that pitch has so much run to it, so much movement, but he could command it, and he can use it to both sides of the plate.
Yes.
And the whole world changed for him that day.
Well, command is that's his middle name. He can command everything that he throws now. Not just the two-seamer, the slider, the cutter, the four-seamer.
But I also think, as the 0-2 pitch to Motter is low and away, we've had a lot of fun over the years since he's been there with his demeanor on the mound, his stoic facade, the Klubot, all the things that people have talked about and looked at. But I think that state of being that he carries about him, that's what enabled him to probably get through some of those times. Strike three call.
There's that comebacker. There's the two-seamer right there. Comes back on the outside edge, and you can see Motter, he was upset he couldn't pull the trigger. That's the 6th strikeout. Watch it come back.
That's what we're talking about.
That's the movement that you were just talking about, the pitch that is just so devastating. And it's not only to righties, to lefties too.
But my point being, Arch, like, I couldn't do it. I'm too emotional. I would be frustrated. I would be visibly frustrated and want to bite through my glove. But I think his demeanor, his ability to handle that, and then, okay, let's try a new pitch. And you could just see him just sort of emotionlessly kind of walking through that process and dealing with, there's going to be some frustration along the way. That ball's hit deep to center. Kipnis back, looking up, and it is gone. Ben Gamble with his 11th home run of the season. This kid's been on a pretty good roll for the Mariners this year. Batting almost 300 over his last 15 games, and he gets into one.
Well, I'll tell you what, he has had as good at-bats, 3 of them today against Kluber, of anybody. This one, he says, I'm not going to keep it in the park. He got himself a cutter. and he was able to get it over that fence and gets him on the board to tie this ball game up at 2. Oh, he has hit the ball hard all 3 times today.
21st home run allowed by Kluber.
That stops Corey's string at 26 2/3 innings of shutout baseball. That swing right there. Jackson made the beautiful play to end last inning to keep it going.
Haniger 1 for 2 on the afternoon.
That scoreless string, we got to go back to that start for Corey Kluber back on September 7th at Chicago. You remember he gave up the 2 home runs in the first inning.
Yeah.
That's when that streak started. After that second home run in the first inning, he was on that shutout string until the home run right here.
You think about those scoreless streaks, the one Don Drysdale had, the one that Oral Hershiser had. I don't know if we'll see any of those ever again. The way guys swing for the fences now, and on one hand you might think, well, they're more vulnerable because they strike out more, but on the other hand, you hang one bad
mistake,
pitch, one bad pitch.
And sometimes you don't even have to make a bad pitch. These guys could hit a good pitch out of the ballpark as well.
2-2. That was a good-looking pitch, but just off the plate, full count.
Yeah, when you think about it, how the inning started, it started on the error. You give up a free base. You had the fielder's choice and then a strikeout.
Yeah, it's up the middle. Time for a game break now. We go back to the studios in Al Pulaski. All right, thanks, Al. Here's Robinson Cano. He turned it loose. Came up empty. It's 0-1. The error makes both runs unearned. And Cano fooled badly there. It's 0-2. A lot have been guessing. You don't see him very often baffled that like that. Kluber struck him out last time up. Now the 0-2. Another good block by Roberto. Sunday afternoon in Seattle, Washington. It was a 2-0 Indians lead until the bottom of the 5th when Ben Gamel launched a 2-run homer to center. Now with a man on and 2 down, Robinson Cano shoots one down the left side, but that is going to slice out of play.
Give a happy birthday wish to Bernie Gallagher, turning 80 from Gates Mills. Bernie, a happy birthday to you.
One-two pitch, and it's pulled foul. Each team 2 runs, 5 hits, and an error. The Mariners were able to work around their defensive miscue, but the error proving costly for the Tribe here in the 5th. And the 1-2 is up high to even the count.
Now it's strange to see Kluber out there. Usually you see a single-digit pitch count in one of those innings, because the hitters try to, put the ball in play early.
Well, he's run a count full to Robinson Cano, which means Mitch Haniger will be off and running at first base. Now the 3-2 is swung out and missed. Corey Kluber gets his 7th strikeout of the afternoon, but the Mariners take advantage of a rare Indians error and tie the game at 2. It's the last week of the PGA season, and we'll find out who won the Tour Championship, who took home the FedEx Cup playoffs. Golf Zone tees off tonight at 8 on Fox Sports Ohio and streaming on Fox Sports Go. cool, sunshine-filled day here in Seattle. 61 degrees at game time. And Jose Ramirez takes a strike. He singled and scored in the fourth for the Indians. 2-2 ball game.
Yeah, he stole second base. He had the count in his favor. That 3-1 pitch hit a fastball right off the glove of Leake. Really took it right back up the middle.
Down and in. 2-2.
Boy, there's a pitch right on the inside edge, maybe just a hair off. Boy, what a good take when it's that close.
You don't get pitches on the inside corner with Jim Wolf. I mean, we've seen it too many times. You just don't get it. Oh boy, he hammers one to deep center field. Heredia back. He's out of room. It's out of here. The Indians go right back in front on the 29th home run of the year by Jose Ramirez.
How many times has this guy done that this year where a team comes in and scores to either tie it up or take the lead, and he comes right back and hits a home run?
He did it a couple of times during that 22-game win streak.
Yes, he did. And I mean, this was a line drive, and oh so close. Remember that inside pitch? It was just a hair off the plate, and the next thing you know, look at Leake. He is upset because he couldn't keep that ball in the ballpark, and I mean, Jose just hit another BB.
Keep those Danny Salazar bats rolling.
First homer of the day for the Indians.
That ball came off the bat of Ramirez at over 100 miles an hour as it traveled just over 400 feet to get out of here. You said that wasn't one of those towering, majestic blasts.
That was a line shot.
Edwin pops one up. Shallow right. In comes Haniger. And that's out number one. In-game recap brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Indians scored first in the fourth. Edwin Encarnacion with an RBI double, plating Jose Ramirez, and then with one out, Jason Kipnis doubled home Edwin. But Ben Gamble, a two-run homer in the fifth. Both runs were unearned in that inning because of the error that started the frame. But Jose Ramirez comes right back here in the sixth and puts the Tribe back on top 3-2. Jay Bruce has struck out both times today. Line drive to deep right. Caught. Haniger was playing just shy of the warning track and enabled him to just move laterally and make that catch. I know sometimes the depth for an outfielder is maybe a matter of personal preference or based on what kind of speed maybe that you have. But I also wonder how much the metrics or the analytics go into positioning defensive guys deeper. In other words, we'll yield the single. Let's try to take away the extra base hit more often.
Well, I guess it depends on who the hitter is. If you like Bruce, a power hitter, you're going to play a little bit deeper because he can drive it over your head, especially when you're the right fielder. And a lot of guys, they come in on the ball better than they go back on it, and that has something to do with it as well.
One and two the count. To go back on a ball at some point, I would think, to be really good at it, you have to take your eye off the ball.
Absolutely.
And not everybody's
that's the key to
comfortable
it.
doing
Taking
that.
your eye, you have to take your eye off the ball if you're going to go back on it.
Off the end of the bat, Leak with a nice play defensively and throws out Kipnis to end the inning. Jose Ramirez swats one to straightaway center, and the Indians regain the lead 3-2, middle of the sixth.
Best perks, including savings and access to Tribe Rewards. Today's Tribe Rewards code is Frankie. Visit Indians.com for complete details.
Nelson Cruz 1 for 2 today, doubled in the fourth, will lead off for Seattle. Circle, and Kyle Seager grabbed it with a bare hand.
Yeah, a little backhanded action, standing in the on-deck circle.
One ball, one strike. Bottom of the sixth here in Seattle. Tie game, or the Indians leading it 3-2, thanks to the homer by Ramirez. That untied a 2-2 score. And a count 2-2. Nelson Cruz, with that double in the fourth, has reached base in 23 of the last 24 games here at home for Seattle.
Ball off a really good pitch right there to stay alive. Ball was out of the strike zone, off the plate.
Out of play. "19 of the 37 homers that Cruz has hit this year have come right here at home. That's second all time for the Mariners. Richie Sexson holds the top mark, 21 homers at home back in 05. to center field. Jason Kipnis. One down. The Red Cross depends on financial donations to be able to provide disaster relief immediately. Help those affected by hurricanes by visiting redcross.org or texting Red Cross to 90999 to make a $10 donation. And believe us, there are many in need. You never like to hear the words apocalyptic when you hear someone talking about the landscape of where they live or where they're looking at. And that's the word that has been used to describe some of the scenes in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Kyle Seager lays off a pitch that's a bit high. Count 1-1. Seager with a long fly ball, but it's fouled on the right side.
Again, as this game goes on, it's going to start getting tougher. We talked about the shadows creeping out in front of the plate yesterday. And it'll start going a little bit more towards the pitcher and make it that much tougher for the hitters.
Seager goes down swinging. That's 8 strikeouts now for Kluber. 260 on the year.
He just rides a fastball up out of the zone, and Seager committed and just went after it. It was a bad pitch. He knew it.
Going to bring up Yonder Alonso.
Last at bat was the play of the game for the Indians.
Boy, you're not kidding. Now he breaks his bat and he singles just past the leaping Encarnacion.
That was just out of the reach. Encarnacion went after it and he just missed. He had the beat on it. It breaks the bat. Don't know if you could see it a whole lot, but it's just out of the reach and gets into right field for a 2-out single for Alonso. Now, if he would have caught that one, then he'd really be mad because he was thinking, my goodness, what do I have to do to get a hit? So he got one. That's number 6 for Seattle.
Here's Mike Zunino now. And Kluber with a first pitch strike. Both bullpens quiet at the moment. Kluber closing in on the 100 pitch mark. The 100 pitch mark for Kluber is more of a signpost than it is a roadblock.
Yeah.
It tends to blow right past it.
Yeah, when you look and you talk about the traffic and the stressful innings that you may have to pitch out of, a lot of the times there aren't many stressful innings on Kluber. You know, he may allow a base runner, sometimes two, but it's rarely do you have to see him really work hard to men on second and third and no outs or 1 out, where you have to really work your way through innings throughout the course of a game. It may happen occasionally.
19 times in his 27 starts, Kluber has made 100 pitches or more. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 9 for Kluber as Zunino goes down well and away. We've played 6 and the Indians lead it 3-2. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk. Proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. And by the stylish 2017 Kia Optima. Back here in Seattle. Three-two, Indians up. Seventh inning. Bottom third of the Indians order due up here. Roberto Perez, Abraham Almonte, and Gio Urshela. And Roberto a swing and a miss. Roberto called out on strikes in the second inning, and he grounded out in the fourth. Now the 2-2. Slow chopper towards short. Charging is Taylor Motter. Seager cuts in front of him and throws out Roberto. One down.
Well, it's the final Sugardale Dollar Dog Night of the season at Progressive Field. Next Friday, the White Sox will be in town. Also Fan Appreciation Night. There's going to be a themed fireworks show at the end of it. Go to Indians.com and get your tickets.
Abraham Almonte with a line drive base hit into center field. Seventh hit of the afternoon for Cleveland. And that's going to bring up Giovanni Urshela, who is 0 for 2. Gio has grounded out twice this afternoon. Start the runner. Gio checked his swing and fouled it back.
I don't know if that was a straight steal. It should have been a hit and run.
That's what I was thinking.
If it was the hit and run, it wasn't a very good swing to put the ball in play. He's just checking his swing. Now, whether he missed a sign, I don't know.
He took a long look down at Mike Sarbaugh, which kind of tipped me off to think, oh, they might start the runner here.
Well, they did start the runner, but you got to swing at it. Yeah, for Almonte, he's only tried. He has one stolen base, been caught one time. So this situation, you may have started the runner with one out. So they're just going to keep him in check just in case it wasn't. And Almonte was going on his own, or giving a sign if you get a jump.
Now Abe has one steal, and he's been caught once.
Right.
So not likely that he was just taking off on his own.
You wouldn't think so.
Old foul. Stays 0-2. Gio with the fly ball to left. Back goes Gamble. He makes the catch. And retreating to first is Almonte. 2 down. Did you get a special delivery over there?
Yeah, they brought something up. Want to try something?
No. I already made that already pretty clear. I thought they were deep fried. They're actually toasted.
Yeah.
Does that make it any better?
I have no idea.
Well, Andre's
Where's
raised,
Andre doing
he's
down
raised
there?
the funds.
He has to what?
What do we have, Andre? What's the kitty up to?
I think we're up to about 140. What do you want? Is that 140 work for you?
Where's that 140 coming from, my friend?
Don't you worry about where it comes from.
I thought you said Tito was going to put something in.
Well, I'll get Tito down here in the next. Now look at you. You want 200 as the number? What's the number?
What do I have to do?
Hey,
eat it all?
And no, you just got to eat one. Rosie's next, and Rosie said he'll eat one too. He's right up there next to you.
Now, when you say one, how big are they?
Well,
they look like they're
not,
ground up
no,
into
they
pieces.
are.
Hey, show everybody. Can we get a camera? How big are
No,
they?
it's tough to get it. It's not really a cricket.
They're busted up into little cricket pieces.
Ouch.
Lindor got hit on the knee.
Yes, he did.
And Almonte will go to second. So the Indians will have 2 on with 2 out.
Go on his left knee, the back knee here. Coming in, it was a breaking ball. He didn't move.
And out comes Scott Service, and he might make a pitching change here.
I would think so.
Come on, Arch. Do it for the team.
Just take a handful.
Do it for
of
the
them.
team, Tito. Come on.
Come on. Look at it. I see you looking.
Now, see, now you've got Tito down there distracted.
He said do it.
Come on.
Come on,
There
do
we
it.
go. Down the old hatch.
Do it down the hatch.
Oh.
He said you've eaten worse than that.
The Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen has been made, and will also be placing a call to the local paramedics for Archie.
Yeah.
3-2.
They're good.
Yeah? We've already got the results are already in. Earlier, this is our cricket, something to smile about.
He's still smiling.
On it.
Toasted crickets, and he lives to tell about it.
They weren't bad, Andre. I'm
All
going
right.
to save you some.
Well, if there's some left, I'll do one.
Oh, I'll bring it to you. You can have some on the plane on the way home.
It's got to be an in-game thing.
What's your, give us some kind of critique or
You know, they've got some kind of spiciness to them.
chili lime. is
Yeah,
what I
something like
understand.
that. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Chili lime? That's what it is. I could taste the chili on them, but they weren't that bad.
The cricket itself is pretty much not
Well,
discernible.
Well, you'll see if you hear me chirping on the plane tonight. I might be rubbing my legs together.
Oh, man. Here's Austin Jackson. And that goes to the backstop. Both runners advance. Almonte to third, Lindor to second. There are 2 down in the inning.
Well, there goes one. Just gets away. There's nothing that Zunino could do. He had no chance. You don't spike a fastball like that. But that one gets by. You can see how dark it is back there in the shadows. It's tough to see.
Shea Simmons, 6 straight scoreless outings, but the 2 guys on base are not his responsibility. Still, the Mariners know that if he gives that up, they're in deep trouble. Already now in the 7th inning,
making
down a
it
run.
difficult on himself now. 3-0 to Austin, and you've got the hot hitter Ramirez on deck. Already has a couple of hits, a couple of runs scored, and a ribby.
Three and 1 the count. Jackson 0 for 3, which is a rarity the way he's been swinging the bat. He came in 4 for 7 in the series, couple of doubles, 3 runs scored. And a smash to second. Oh, Cano with a good play on it and throws him out to end the inning. So that keeps the Mariners in it. Stretch time in Seattle. Indians lead at 3-2. And the Cy Young favorite goes back out for more when we come back. The Miller time moment of the game. How about this baby?
Oh man, it doesn't get any better than this. Austin Jackson on the dead run over his head, makes the catch, and the runners were off and running. Didn't think he was going to get there, but he hits his cutoff man. Lindor fires a seed back to first base to complete the double play, and you're not going to see a better all-around play than you did right there. And it kept Kluber's streak going for at least 2/3 more of an inning. But just a beautiful play. You remember that catch he made earlier in the year in Fenway Park, stealing a home run, which was probably the play of the year. That one's not far behind it.
Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, Guillermo Heredia, Taylor Motter, and then Ben Gamble due up. First ball swinging, fly ball right field, and Almonte makes the catch, 1 down.
Corey Kluber again coming out and dealing with all 4 pitches that he throws and hitting his spots. Has 9 strikeouts. He did walk 1 today, which is a rarity, but you know, that gives him 46 strikeouts, 2 walks in the month of September. And he's hanging in there. So far, he's 6 1/3 inning. This will be pitch number 100.
Taylor Motter singled in the 3rd and struck out in the 5th, and he's swinging away there. It's 0-2. And he went quickly. Strikeout number 10 for Corey Kluber.
That's the 15th time he has struck out 10 or more batters, and you just watch the pitches in this sequence right here. A couple of sliders to put them away. 10 strikeouts. 15th time for Kluber, second most behind Scherzer.
Corey Kluber twice this year had a streak of 10 or more strikeouts in 5 consecutive starts. And a 4-pitch walk to Ben Gamble. The guy that took him deep.
Well, you know, he has had 3 really good at-bats. Even though he made outs in his first 2 times up, hit it hard to left, drove it to right, and then hit the home run. So Kluber didn't want to mess around with him.
Corey's first streak of 10 or more strikeouts in 5 straight games started June 14th against the Dodgers. Then he did it against Baltimore, Minnesota, Texas, and San Diego. Then he took a game off, only struck out 8 against the Padres before striking out 10 or more in 5 straight again as that pitch gets away, and now the tying run is in the scoring position. This scored a wild pitch, and Roberto's made that play a number of times, so he's got the confidence that he can just go out there and backhand it.
Yeah, well, that's a tying run at the plate. He didn't really get and move that body, but they're going to go out and talk about the signs now with that runner on second base.
Popped him up. Out goes Ramirez. He calls off Kipnis and makes the catch. 7 in the books. Cleveland 3, Seattle 2. Presented by authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. (3-2) Indians on top. 8th inning. Jose Ramirez, Edwin Encarnacion, and Jay Bruce due up.
Difference in the ball game. His last at bat by Jose, leading off the 6th, hitting a home run to right center field. And you're going to get a look at the pitch here. After just taking a pitch on the inside, he gets something he can handle right there and just gets it over the fence. Not by much, just by enough.
Ramirez fouling it back.
Well, there you go. 100 runs scored. Scored 2 this afternoon. Got to go back to 2008. Peralta and Grady.
Took off on him. It's 2-2. Almost fell down, Shea Simmons, after delivering that one.
Well, he let him right back into the count now. He went from an 0-2 to a 3-2 count.
And the payoff pitch. High fly ball, left field. Gamble fighting the sun. Makes the catch, and that's out number 1. Tune in for Buckeye Weekly tomorrow night. Over on right here on Sports Time Ohio. Buckeyes trashed UNLV by 33 points. It follows, it's followed by the Red Zone at 8. Tomorrow on Sports Time Ohio and streaming on Fox Sports Go. Edwin Encarnacion doubled in a run and scored in the 4th. He smashes this one deep center. Backus Heredia still going back. It's over his head. Hits off the wall. Edwin's going to have to hurry. Here's the throw. It's offline, and he slides in safely.
He's looking for timeout. That foot just gets to the bag. I mean, it almost got out of the ballpark. It hit the wall about halfway up. Heredia made the play and makes a pretty good throw. As he hits a line drive, watch it come right back off the one hopper. In comes the throw. Watch him get the foot in just before the tag. Motter had to come over and get that ball. It wasn't accurate, and then there goes the foot into the base, and he was able to keep it on.
Well, he almost came off, and Scott Service has taken a look. His foot may have come off. Let's see. Did they say
no?
They will not challenge. He's going to go to the bullpen.
Exactly. He's going to go to the bullpen.
So, timeout here in Seattle. 1 on, 1 out. Left-hander coming on to face Jay Bruce next. Eighth inning, 1 out with a runner in scoring position. New pitcher for Seattle, left-hander James Pazos. 4 up, 5 down, 3.57 ERA.
Left-hander, pretty good fastball, breaking ball. Coming on to face Bruce and Kipnis after the 1-out double by Encarnacion. Nice insurance run out there for the Tribe if they could get him home.
Pazos to face Jay Bruce, who is 0 for 3. And Bruce hammers one into right field. Encarnacion did not get a good jump. He'll have to stop at third.
Yeah, a line drive like that, he had to make sure it was going to. They had a little shift over there for Jay Bruce, but it'll be a base hit. He moves to third base. It'll give Kipnis an opportunity. Jay jumps on that first fastball from Pazos and hits it into right field. So it's first and third now with 1 out.
And Jason Kipnis steps up here with 2 hits on the day. A single, a double, a run batted in. And Andre Knott has more on Kip in his quest to get back into a mode of getting ready to play for the postseason.
Well,
now.
this is going to be his first full game, and they're going to try to get a couple more full games into him before the rest of the next week with the day off tomorrow. I'll wait till after this pitch to tell you the next.
Up and in.
Now, he originally, when he went out to center field, was using a glove that Josh Tomlin had just stored in his locker. Remember that big red fly trap he had?
Yeah.
Well, out in Anaheim, he was made fun of by some former teammates and some teammates on the team. You guys remember Shane Robinson from during spring training?
Yes.
He's using a Shane Robinson glove now out in center field. It has Shane Robinson's kid's name on it.
His kid's name?
Yes. So he goes from the JK kid to Shane Robinson's kids. So the glove that you see him using out in center field is Shane Robinson's glove, who plays for the Angels, was a teammate during spring training, and Shane put his kid's name on the glove. So now everybody's been calling him Shane's kid.
So it was already broken in, though.
Yes.
Fly ball center field is a deep
enough.
enough.
Get him home.
Heredia
Sure it is.
Makes the catch, tagging is Edwin. He lumbers home with the Indians' 4th run of the afternoon. And Kipnis has 2 runs batted in on the day.
Well, the left-handers come in and do a nice job, and Pazos came out to face the 2 left-handers. He gave up the base hit to sacrifice fly, and he's going to be gone.
Timeout in Seattle, where the Indians now lead the Mariners 4-2, and we'll be right back. A pretty good afternoon. Couple of hits. This was a big double right here. Drove in a run. And then he comes up in the 8th inning, needing just a fly ball to get another run home. And he delivers with a sac fly.
Yeah, a couple of hits, a couple more ribs. Encarnacion scores his second run of the day. He had that pair of doubles, and it's now 4-2 ball game.
Nick Vincent on for the 67th time this year. This guy has one of the most impressive chin beards you will ever see. Like, I wonder if he had a full beard at one point and just shaved that part of it off, because that looks like he's been growing it for a while.
Yeah, sure does.
Maybe that's where they find the crickets.
I'll bet there's a couple in there.
Deep in the bushes. Roberto Perez is 0 for 3 this afternoon. A couple of ground ball outs toward third, and called out on strikes back in the second inning, his first time up. He's down quickly on strikes. The side is retired, but the Indians add to their lead. Bottom of the 8th coming up. It's now Cleveland 4, Seattle 2. And you know what that means? 4.
Oh, yeah. Especially with Corey Kluber on the mound. Last 63. He's been able to lock down. See if they could do it here.
Brian Shaw. Shaw will have 3, 4, and 5 due up for Seattle here in the 8th. Greg Allen takes over in center field now. And here we go. Inside, ball 1.
Shaw's going to tie Moreland with Kansas City for games pitched.
Down in the dirt, 2-0. Cano 3 hits in the series. Mariners, not only is this the last meeting of the year between these two clubs, but it's the Mariners' last home game. They'll finish on the road. A little jam shot to short. And Lindor with an error as that ball rolled right up his arm.
Wow, that's a rarity. You see that. That's the second error today for the Indians.
And this is about as routine a play as he'll ever have.
Yeah, it wasn't hit hard, and Cano wasn't even running. It did take a jump up and take a little hop. But that's something normally you will never see Frankie do. So that's the start to this 8th inning here. And that brings the tying run to the plate with the big man coming up. Nelson Cruz.
And Cruz is 1 for 3. He doubled back in the 4th inning. And off the plate for ball 1. And a strike is called to even it up at 1-1. Now Nelson Cruz finishing another fine offensive season for the Seattle Mariners. Last guy you want to see up when you're facing him in these situations.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it was back in the 5th inning, if you remember, the leadoff error with Zunino, that it ended up getting their 2 runs home on the home run by Gamble. They were unearned runs that Kluber allowed.
Back out of play.
Yeah, and that stopped his string of consecutive innings. 26 2/3.
You know, you talk about names that you tend to forget about. Nelson Cruz with 115 RBIs. That's most in a single season since Raul Ibanez.
Yeah.
Drove in 123.
Yes, he did.
Back in 06. Swing and a miss. Brian Shaw strikes out Nelson Cruz, 1 down.
Well, that's a really big out right there. He's been in a groove over the last 4 games, but you watch how Shaw works him in and out on this at bat. There's a cutter away after the first 2 were in. He got him to foul that one off and then goes back inside to put him away, going away. So that was the first out and a strikeout.
And now Kyle Seager, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. He has struck out twice. And Shaw's pitch is in there for a strike. Beautiful setting here in Seattle. And Seager, he tends to really chase that high fastball.
Yeah, he has, today. Kluber got him in his last at bat with a high fastball, up and away.
And Shaw just blew it right by him again.
Yeah, waste no time there.
Back-to-back strikeouts, 2 down.
Elevated heater works very well. You're going to be a sucker to chase it. You can throw it up there when you get to 2 strikes. You get that swing and a miss, and boy, you love it. Because you can't get on a pitch up there. That's just way too high.
Down in the dirt. Now shot with a 1-1 pitch, and Yonder Alonso fouling it off. Slowly chopped up the middle. Long way to go for Ramirez with the snap throw to second base to get him. Lindor was there to take the feed, and the inning is over. We'll go to the 9th with the Indians up a run. A defensive gem here by Ramirez.
Tampa.
Crickets.
Well, thank you, boys. Not grasshopper, crickets, my friend. Crickets.
Yeah,
And
grasshoppers may be endangered.
They are outstanding. As a matter of fact, I'm bringing some home for you guys. I'll have them for you Tuesday.
He's bringing them home because he's afraid to eat any more of them.
Starting to grow antennas.
He's getting a little jumpy. Abraham Almonte, 1 out of 3 on the day with a base hit back in the 7th inning. Mentioned before, Seattle playing their final home game of the season. So truly, the next time these two teams will be on this field will be opening night next year.
Yes. As a matter of fact, Matt, it's going to be 186 days.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mark that on my
It'll be
calendar.
March 29th, 2018. 186 days. We will be right here.
Swung out and missed. Almonte has the count even now. And a sky-high pop, shallow left center. And it will be the center fielder Heredia, 1 down. Recapping our storylines today, brought to you by Mazda. Corey Kluber looking for his 18th win. Well, he's in line. Defense wins championship today.
How about that?
It's been a little sloppy by Indians standards. And the 1 error by Gio Urshela led to 2 unearned runs in the 5th inning. They overcame the error by Lindor in the 8th. But they also made a spectacular defensive play in the 4th inning, where Austin Jackson went back in deep left field, made a great catch, and they ended up turning that into an inning-ending double play. Pulled foul by Urshela. Just a bit off the plate. And the count is 2-1. Urshela can't catch up. It's 2-2. 23,695. Here at Safeco for the final home game of the season for the Mariners. Full count. Cody Allen getting ready in the Cleveland bullpen. And Urshela strikes out 2 away. Cody with 28 saves on the year. He'll be facing the bottom third of Seattle's order in the 9th. Lindor hit by a pitch last time up. Pop back out of play. Off day tomorrow in Cleveland before the Indians open their final regular season homestand. Minnesota will be in, and then Chicago to finish. Swung on and missed. Twins absolutely tattooed Detroit today, 10-4.
Have a chance to clinch. I don't see anybody else catching them. Sorry to say, they're gonna do it sometime this week.
Angels, Royals, Rangers all started the day 4.5 back.
Okay, the Royals lost.
Texas is getting trampled by Oakland.
There you go.
And the Angels aren't playing until about an hour from now.
Okay. In Houston.
Yep. Inside, he missed. They tell us the Twins' magic number at this moment to clinch a playoff spot is 3.
Okay.
Lindor down on strikes. The Indians go 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Cody Allen will try to save a 4-2 Indians lead when we come back. O'Brien Chevrolet. And today we're going defense.
Oh boy, Austin Jackson, what a play. Running over, reaching back on the dead run and hitting his cutoff man, or the relay man, and Francisco Lindor, who in turn fired a beautiful strike to Encarnacion with the stretch to complete that double play and get out of that inning. That was about as fun as play as you're going to see right there. Doesn't matter where you put him, he can go get him. Always has been able to.
Cody Allen making his 66th appearance on the year, looking for save number 29. Bottom third of the order, Mike Zunino leading off. Zunino 0 for 3, has struck out twice. Corey Kluber went 7 innings. He allowed 2 unearned runs, walked 2, struck out 10. Ryan Shaw worked a scoreless 8th. And now Cody Allen here in the 9th. He blew it right by him. 1-2. Up high with it, 2-2. Up high with the cheddar. 1 down in the 9th.
Just goes at him here with a good high fastball, elevated above the belt. You're not going to catch up with that. He gets the strikeout. 1 out here in the 9th.
No 1-1. Guillermo Heredia 0 for 3. And 0 for his last 15 overall. And Cody Allen's 2-1 pitch is fouled back. Now the 2-2. Ground ball. Ramirez. 2 down. That's going to leave it up to a pinch hitter. Daniel Vogelbach will pinch hit for Taylor Motter. Vogelbach broke his bat and got a hit in the series opener. Well, 1 pitch fouled away. Mariners down to their final strike. Swung out and missed. Hey, struck him out to end the game. The Indians win the series. They go to 40 games over the 500 mark at 98-58. They've won 29 out of 31. And in this season, in which they have caused writers and researchers to go deeper and deeper into the record books and search engines, they add one more to their impressive resume, setting a new club record with 53 road wins this year.
That's incredible, isn't it? Really is. 53 road wins. They get their 98th win on the season. You got to go back to 1995 since the last time they were 40 games over that 500 mark. And, you know, they'll lose the first game into this series. They come back and they win this series. 2 out of 3. Kluber gets number 18. Allen gets his 29th save. And we can head home with a nice 5-1 road trip.
How about that? 6 games to play, and they only need 2 wins to get to 100 victories this year.
That'll be something very special. Why not? And with a nice off day tomorrow, too. So another great trip. What else can you say?
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much else you could say. These guys have been outstanding. And we're coming home, man, to close it out.
Yeah, there's not much to say because they've done all the talking for us with their play on the field. Once again, another impressive Indians road trip as they sweep the Angels and take 2 out of 3 from the Mariners. And they come home with a mark of 98-58, #1 in the American League. Stay tuned. Indians Live is coming up next. Alan Jensen will recap the game. Andre Knott will talk with Jason Kipnis. The party's just getting started. We'll see you Tuesday night back to home in Cleveland.